Welcome back to Tower Outdoors. In today's video, we are going to be betting on Super Bowl 60. We're going to try to flip 50 bucks into however much, hopefully 500, 1,000, something around that ballpark. If not, my goal is to at least double the money, make it to at least 100 bucks. I do want to buy a high point. I know that sounds crazy, but the reason I want to buy a high point, I have a couple of video ideas that I want to do with a high point, and there's one that I know nobody has done before. If we can at least get to 100, but more than 100, I also want to buy a Smith & Wesson 380, the bodyguard, so we'll kind of see. But let's get our picks right in. But before we get further into the video, I just want to say if you have a gambling problem, here is the hotline. I am not promoting gambling. This is all for fun and responsibly gambling. I am not doing anything crazy. But if you do have a gambling problem, here's the hotline. But let's get right into it. So as you guys can see, I'm on the PrizePicks app. I'll put it right over here. I did use a different account. I used to have my own account where I was actually winning. I was winning a whole ton. I wouldn't say a whole ton of money, but I won over $500. I did put some picks already in just because at first it wasn't working for me. And so we're going to count this one already, which is going to be the 3-pick power play. And I picked Drake May over 0.5 passing yards, Cooper Kupp over 1.5 receiving yards, and then the kicker for New England over 1.5 field goals. So that's our first $10 bet. This one was the bonus, but that's because, again, it wasn't working for me at first. And then these, I was trying to get the bonus, so these are already in. But we won't do really any 6-play power plays or anything. I'm going to stick to 3 to 4. And when I used to do betting on PrizePicks a lot, I was doing 3 to 4 mostly, and that's why I was winning a lot. So we're gonna use the rest of the $40 bonus. So we're gonna go into the NFL. Last season, I tried to bet on the Super Bowl. None of them hit. From what I've seen watching Super Bowls is a lot of times players that don't really do an impact on the regular season end up kind of balling out. So I think we're going to do Mac Hollins for over 40. I think he'll get over 40. JSM, I don't know. They kind of stopped him in the playoffs. Obviously, he balled out against the Rams, but it's like one of those things that like I feel like they're gonna be double teaming him. I'm gonna put him on the under. I know you guys might call me crazy for that, but we'll see how that plays out. Drake May for rushing yards. I'm gonna go for at least 20 yards, and we're already at basically $55, and we're just gonna put one more pick in. I have a feeling that they're gonna stop Stevenson a lot, and I have a feeling that they're gonna put Henderson, and then Henderson is just gonna kind of roll the ball. I'm kind of going based off how the Packers are. We put in our backups and they kind of start doing a little bit better. So I'm kind of going to go based off that. So we're going to do that. It is a 15. So if we win, we get $140 just because they take the $10 bonus out. So, I mean, right there we make our high point money. I know Seattle doesn't really use Rashid Shaheed that often. But I feel like, again, it's going to be one of those games where they don't really use players that often because everybody is focusing on the main player that balls out during the season. So like JSN, and then for the Patriots, they would be Stephon Diggs. They're going to mostly focus on that, and so they're going to have to target other players that weren't really key roles during the season. That's just my opinion. And so I'm going to go over 23.5 yards for Rashid Shaheed on receiving yards. And I know Austin Hooper, he kind of gets some. So let's see. So yeah, I'm going to do him over 7.5 yards. Who's going to score the first touchdown? For the Patriots, it might be Hunter Henry. So I'm going to do that. Again, $10 into 80. Some of you guys might say this is terrible picking. Some of these, I've done some terrible picks and they've hit. Now, field goals, I have a feeling that this probably is going to be a very close game. So I'm going to do both 1.5 over for both of them. Pass attempts, I know Sam Darnold does pass the ball a good amount. It is an outdoor, but it is in California. I don't think the weather is going to really affect anything. So we're going to go over. for Sam Darnold. And we're going to do one more. Sacks. You know what? For sacks, we're probably going to go... I have a feeling they're going to sack Drake May a lot more than they are going to do for Sam Darnold. So I'm going to go with DeMarcus Lawrence for over 0.5 sack. I think this one could have a good chance of hitting. So we're going to submit that one. And we're going to go interceptions. I have a feeling Drake May is going to throw an interception. It sounds like I'm a Patriots hater. I'm a Packers fan, but Drake May has been throwing tons. I wouldn't say tons, but at least almost one interception a game. So we're going to go one interception for him. So 0.5 over. PATs made. We'll go with Jason Myers over 2.5. And then honestly, we're going to go JSN under. I know you guys might call me crazy for that, but I'm going under on JSN. I feel like they're going to lock him up, and he's probably not gonna do too good. Let's do Cooper Kupp over 34. So we'll do Cooper Kupp over 34, and we'll submit that one. You guys can see I put all my picks in. Probably you guys think that I picked terrible picks, but we'll see in a couple hours once the Super Bowl starts. I'll check in with you guys during halftime, see how I'm doing so far, and then we'll kind of go from there.
3 hours later.
Alright, so it's halftime now for the Super Bowl. Currently, the Seahawks are up 9-0. I knew this was going to be mostly a defensive game, but at the same time, I felt like it could have been a high-scoring game. I kind of had it was either going to be a high, close-scoring game or a very defensive game, just how it is, like you guys probably saw. So I was able to somehow get another free bonus. This one, it's Hunter Henry for 32.5 receiving yards. And then Rashad Shaheed for over 13.5 receiving yards. And then Stephon Diggs for over 33.5. In the second half, I think there will be more of a pass game going on for sure. And then the other one that actually had one hit was Demario Douglas for over 15.5 yards. And he's at 17. So that one... it's green. And then for that same entry, you guys can see I have 43.5 yards, receiving yards for Kayshon Boutte, and then 2.5 rushing yards for Sam Darnold, and as well as 4.5 receiving yards for AJ Barner. That one, I feel like he was popping off in the first quarter, and then he kind of just died off. Hopefully they use him again in the second half, and that can hit. So you guys can see... yeah, not that many greens going on, so I might be cooked. The only one that is closest is this one, but Andy has not. The Patriots have literally only been, I think, once or twice across the 50-yard line. A lot of the New England receivers to start catching balls. First off, we got to talk about the O-line of the Patriots. Absolutely, the left side is absolutely terrible with Campbell and then the other rookie guard. So hopefully at the end of the game, I come out with at least some money, but so far it does not seem like it. So we'll see.
3 hours later.
Like that, the Patriots sell me. I mean, just look at all these greens. Literally most of them because I didn't win because of the Patriots.
Damn, you suck! You suck! Damn! Oh my gosh!
Damn. Luckily, again, this was like mostly bonus money. I think I only put like 30-40 bucks in. So obviously I'm not stressed too much, but it's kind of annoying. I mean, Boutte would have won me 160 bucks. Hunter Henry would have won me 15 bucks off of literally 1 yard or 1.5 yards. If Jason Myers would have, or technically if the Seahawks would have scored more, could have had that as well. Just literally one more point, I think I would have won. And then let's see. A lot of times Andy sold me, and then Hunter Henry didn't score, and then Trayvon Henderson. I thought he was going to get that, but I didn't. Would have won 150 right there. I knew I was so correct. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew JSN wasn't gonna get over 94 yards. So I mean, I guessed that one correctly, but obviously I didn't guess enough correctly to win any. But I am planning to do. I'm still planning, obviously, buy the high point. Obviously, I'm gonna have to use my own money. $100, not too bad for a gun. I have a couple of videos I want to do with that. Also have a video coming out soon as well about a big event that happened recently. Going to go through all the events. So if you guys want to stay tuned for that, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.